Hello everyone, this is another lesson with the Messenger Animals Oracle deck and charts. We're using this little pendulum today. It's a leather leaf verbanium, I think it's called. Viburnum, maybe? Yeah, another plant anyway over here, inspired by nature. So again, pendulums are always changing in my store as they sell and update, and just keep checking back until you find what's right for you. So we're using the Messenger Animals Oracle with the chart set, and we're working with the intention today that was brought in on help needed to guide their child. It's just they're looking for what is needed to help guide their child in the best way possible. All right. So we start out by placing this person in a beautiful golden chi bubble, and myself, protecting both them and me. It's interesting because as I'm doing this, I'm seeing the need to bring in the healing hand into the heart space. And it's almost like this energy of clarity filling up the ball. It's like a pink energy, just filling up this chi ball, just bringing in this love and balancing in love. That feels quite lovely. And then placing a Merkaba around the outside of them and around the outside of me. So we can just understand without disruption, without any fuzziness. I place ourselves above Earth's grid, and above Earth's grid again, going way up and just looking in as casual observers, recognizing the influences and understanding what we need to know. And we connect in love, purity, consciousness to our teams in spirit through that higher shared consciousness, to ask for guidance on how this mum can help her child specifically. And so we're showing the action to take. We start up here. I'm showing chart 1 and then moving on to chart 3. What we're shown, what do we need to know here? Correct. Chart 3. Life contracts. Okay, so life contracts are what you're born into this life with, and generally what some people call destiny, what you're pre-written to experience. And as you're pre-written to experience those things, they are for the soul to learn and grow. From my experience, that's all very good, but I'm also a big believer in creating our own destiny. And these life contracts, once recognized, can be updated, and you can assertively move through them to help the soul travel with more ease and grace on the path it's on. Okay, so what do we need to know next about these life contracts and this mom helping her child? Awareness prompts. So these are prompts to help us bring the thought and energy to what we're connecting to get a fuller perspective on the life contracts and what needs to be updated. Okay, so we're shown here divine blueprint alignment. Is there anything else we need to understand here? So if you imagine the divine blueprint alignment, if you consider that your soul is born into a blueprint, consciousness, energy, and matter all becomes one in this blueprint of what your higher purpose is within any life. And here my pendulum or spirit is confirming yes. And then as we move through life, we experience different things, and then stuff like karma gets stuck, and that karma creates falsehoods, illusion, and resistance in actually achieving and moving out of the destructive life contracts. And it holds us in these duality of who we know we want to be in alignment to what we feel the soul purpose is versus what we are experiencing. And that duality often creates this mental and emotional turmoil that locks us out of that light and that potential. So what we're being guided to next is areas of consciousness. So we're being shown where the blueprint through the awareness prompt, life contracts through the blueprint, and what area of consciousness that is being impacted non-beneficially. What do we need to know here? Show me true and correct. As we step out, we stay above and just envisioning that psychic protection and just looking in without any judgment, without any attachment to what comes forth, just to know and understand the truth of what's going on and how this mum can help her child. Okay, planetary consciousness. Is there anything else, hidden or otherwise, that we need to recognize regarding the life contracts on this planet? The higher self. Okay, so this is telling me that the higher self, when it has come down into Gaia, it's basically, as it's traveled through these different levels of consciousness, like the dimensional consciousness, it's become fragmented. And therefore, what is, say this is the person, this is higher self, and this is the child, all of a sudden, this pathway is no longer smooth. It's like all crinkly, it's all broken, it's all fragmented. And therefore, the path to receive that information from their own higher self is not fluent like it should be. Okay. Card spreads to explore. Chart 2. What do we need to explore? What will help us understand? What cycle am I experiencing? Is there anything else that we need to know? Anything hidden that we need to know or recognize? Let's check on here. And I'm shown done. So, what cycle is this child in that will help create awareness for the mother to better help him? Shuffle the cards any way we like, and I've got a whole bunch here jumping out, so I'd say one of these feels right, and I reckon it's this one. Wolf. Okay. This is about healing and finding your power. Okay. The wolf is such an incredible energy, really. It's about finding the people, your pack. It's living your truth with the right people, not being in those distorted timelines. And that's all very good and say, but how do you achieve that? And that is what they are showing through these charts. They are showing that when you correct the life contracts and you create a more fluent flow from self into higher self, that suddenly you start aligning to that energy of the wolf, where at the moment this energy of self is forgotten, and so life doesn't make sense. So everything is scattered and everything is being empathically drawn non-beneficially from others, leaving you in this destructive low vibration. This child just needs this reconnection, this flow. We correct the life contracts, we update the planetary field, so this child is in rhythm and flow with the planet, in positive energy with the planet, connecting with the good forces and the good people. As you realign out of that destructive energy that we're shown, then all of a sudden you find that you start stepping into a space of not just appeasing others and supporting others because you feel obligated. And, you know, when you're doing that and you're helping others and you're doing stuff for others and you're appeasing others and you feel obliged to do it constantly and you're pushing past your own boundaries, you're literally fragmenting your own consciousness and energy. Whereas you come out of that and you find the balance of supporting yourself within that place and finding the people, your pack, that you can be authentic with unashamedly and just be in joy with, then you start coming back into your own resonance. You start coming back into the rhythm of life and the positive life alignment into situations, and you start seeing and understanding how to embrace the change to keep moving forward. So this is really an important card about finding those aspects of self that seem to be lost and finding the path into, I'm just trying to think of the best way to say it, into the positive resonance rather than the fragmenting thoughts that are tormenting and creating the challenges at the moment. That's what this feels like, because once that starts to heal, once those contracts that they've shown us are corrected and they come into alignment, and so all those dimensional frequencies going through all those dimensionals up into higher self become in alignment, then it's just the communication pathways open. Then your soul family can start hearing you, connecting with you. It just reflects back to you organically. It's really quite just beautiful. It's again like jumping timelines. Okay, so we're here and we're like fragmented and broken, but we want to be up here. We're like everything just flows rather than being stuck down in the low vibrations. Pull out of that, jump into this timeline of high vibration and high energy. Be empowered to say your truth, to live your truth, to be your truth. And as a mother supporting their child to be in that place, to find what brings that joy and alignment into not just doing something because it's what they're expected to do, because what society expects is done. It's encouraging them just to be true to them. Yeah. Many blessings, and I will see you again next time.